explain why we actually live in hell. Okay, so Tartary is actually Tartarus, and it's actually another word for Tartarus is hell. Okay, and we understand that they used to call Siberia and Asia Tartaria, and then in America it was called Tartaria Superior. So basically, America will be the capital of hell. You see, and if you look right here on this map, it says Hades Bridge. And so I'm looking into it and I'm reading the book about the last reset in 1728. And it explains how the people that were in the ancient lands of Anak, which is where the giants live, and the people in the Ancestral Republic, and a lot of the people in the known lands was trying to fight at the gate. And Lilith, right? Lilith is an Anunnaki, and one of the ancient bloodlines of the Anunnaki is actually guarding the gate. That's where her castle's at. And Lilith and the Anunnaki actually guard the gate to get out of hell, right? So this land is actually highly protected, and you can see like where the Ancestral Republic is. It's inside the mountain ring, right there on the bottom. Okay, it's inside the mountain ring, and outside the mountain ring, what do you see? Lemuria, Atlantis, the Mermaid Islands. So if they try to go in the waters, the mermaids and all of their civilizations will get them in the water. If they try to go to the sky, Atlantis and Lemuria will get them from the sky. And if they try to go on land, Lilith, they have to go through the gate. So Lilith and the Klingon people, which is basically a hybrid species of Elohim and Draconians, and that's like their species of people right there. And so the most ancient bloodline in the known lands is North Central South America and Africa, and all the lands that's inside of the known lands is the most ancient bloodlines. All the black people in the known lands are the children of Tiamat. So this is actually the original land throughout the whole galaxy. And this is the bottomless pit. We're in the bottom of the bottom. So if every other land is higher than us. So when they talk about Christ coming to the bottomless pit, he was coming to the known lands, because that's where hell is at. And so Lucifer, which is Satan, which is also Enki, was cast down to the known lands into inner earth, to where he's actually held, you know what I'm saying, he chained up, you know what I'm saying, because he was trying to splice the DNA of the Elohim. He was trying to splice the DNA of his own brother. So he was punished by Anu, and he was put there by the Anunnaki. And Lilith and all of her people, and also who else is that? Atos, which is Thanatos, the son of Nyx, grandson of Chaos. And these are royal ancient Anunnaki bloodlines. Okay, and then they got another person named Argus, which is like a hybrid creature. So if you can see it right there, it says it outside of the mountain ring, Argus. And these beings are actually making sure that the wicked ones and the giants never leave hell. You can't escape hell. And so what they're trying to do is they're trying to blast the dome so that they can try to escape, but they can't get past it. So what Elon's trying to do is get the free energy and stuff like that from the classified files, so that he can actually have a craft that can fly past the mountain ring south and keep going south into what is Terra, which is Mars. Mars is south of us. So all he got to do is fly south, but it's a one-way trip, because that's why the homie said he got to pass away on Mars, because you can't come back and forth, because you can't gas up once you get there. You know what I'm saying? There's no place to gas up at. So he has to pass away there to establish a spaceport so that they can come back and forth. But I don't think that's going to happen, because they're being surrounded by Atlantis, Lemuria, the Mermaid Islands, and Lilith and all her goons. And then you got Thanatos, which is the grandson of Chaos. You know what I'm saying? These are ancient primordial beings out here on the outside. And then Leviathan actually is in these waters on the outside. And at first I thought that, you know, that big old dragon in South America was Leviathan, but it's not. That's Tiamat. She's gone. You know what I mean? But we are all the children of Tiamat in these known lands. And this is the most ancient bloodline in the galaxy, and that's why it's the most protected. So we got to get this notion of us being in hell and we're being punished, because we can actually, the Elohim in the known lands, we can actually go to the gates and leave. But the wicked ones, we know who they are. And the giants, this is their tomb. This is where they'll forever be. That's why you see giant mountains You know what I'm saying? Just frozen solid, knocked down. This is because this is their punishment. This is hell for them. And the eternal fire is the sun. So that last reset was in 728, where the giants of Anak and the Ancestral Republic tried to escape hell. And what happened was they got horribly massacred, and they got pushed back inside the mountain ring, and now they're at the ancient lands of Anak and the Ancestral Republic, and they're scattered around in that land. But nobody can leave hell unless you're from the Anunnaki bloodlines. And you ever wonder why there's so much wickedness here? It's, you know, why people lie to each other and people do heinous things to each other. It's because this is Tartarus. You gotta understand, like, you know, everything that happens is evil here, and we think that it's just a coincidence or it's just a cruel world and we can get better. It's just Tartarus. Yeah, I mean, this is the lowest dimension you can go to, but it's the original dimension. So this is why there's so many churches and liquor stores right next to each other. It's because, you know, you gotta have the good and the bad. You know, this is where we're living at. So that true reason why they hiding the information about Tartaria is because they don't want you to know that this is actually Tartarus. And how many people will try to escape if they knew that we're actually living in a physical hell? And it's not a spiritual place, it's a physical place. And we're in the bottomless pit, you know. But like I said, you know, us people who are from here, we just want our land back. You know, y'all can try to escape if y'all want, but y'all not gonna make it.
And look, it goes along with the story of saying that,
what
you know,
would
the reason
one do?
It goes along with the story of saying that the people that are naturally from here, and there's many different, it's bloodlines, y'all. It's about the blood. So some of us can access portals out of here. I don't know if y'all think that's so hard to believe. There's a lot of different technologies out here for the world that, you know, give you an example like the cell